Thank you, and I'm so honored to be here today with Governor Scott. That's the first time I got to say that. Governor-elect Scott. Isn't that great? And Ann and his beautiful daughter and son-in-law. And, you know, early on I met Rick and Ann on the campaign trail. And I'll tell you, they are two of the best people I have ever met. I went home, I told my family that. And just throughout the last year, I have really gotten to know them and everything they stand for, and Rick's incredible ethics and integrity. And to meet someone who is running only because he loves our state and wants to make it a better place is truly someone who we want to be our governor. And I am so proud and honored to call them my friends. And Rick is going to do everything to make our state a better place to live, to create jobs, to lower taxes, and he's already doing it every day. This man gets up every day and has started with his transition and just done incredible things already, selfless things for our state. And so I am so honored now to announce our Governor-elect, Rick Scott. Thank you.
First, thanks everybody for all your support and all your votes. And this is, I think Pam probably didn't have as, I know her race probably was not as close, but the Panhandle, this area was great. And thank you very much. And Matt, thank you for organizing this. Don, Brad, Doug, thank you guys all for all you did up here. And if it wasn't for all your hard work, we wouldn't be in this position. So this is our time. I mean, there is no reason we shouldn't be the #1 state for job creation. There's no reason. You know, if you think about it, no income tax, a right-to-work state. You know, usually have a little warmer weather, but great weather, great beaches, and now we have all of our elected officials know we have got to do these things. We're going to focus every day on building jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. We're going to focus every day on making sure we have the best educated workforce in the country. No question about it. We're going to go through every regulation and say, why do we have some of these things? As I've been going through in Tallahassee, I said, okay, so why do we do that? Now, if we hadn't done that the last 10 years, would anything have changed? Yeah, we probably had more jobs. So we got to look through every regulation. We got to go through every department and every agency and say, has it, you know, the money we're spending here, are we getting a return for it? Is anything good happening out of it? So we're going to go through every agency, we're going to go through every regulation, and we're going to make sure we have the best workforce. Now, what you have to do is you have to stay active. These races, you know, every 2 or 4 years we run for office, but your job is, one, to hold all of us accountable. You know, I put out a specific plan of what I was going to do. I mean, I have a list of what I said. I'm going to do every one of those things. Pam believes the same way. All the things she said in the campaign, she's going to make sure that happens. We are going to stop Obamacare. It is going to happen. But you have two jobs. One, hold us accountable. All of us elected here, we believe in these things. We're going to do it every day. But the other thing you need to do is stay active, hold us accountable, stay active with letters to the editors, you know, getting on talk shows and things like that. Let everybody know that you agree with us. Otherwise, all the special interests that are going to sit out there and try to complain when we try to fix the pension plan, or we try to fix, you know, make sure we don't raise taxes, all those things, they're all going to be out there. They're all going to be fighting us. So you've got to stay active. This is not just every 2 years or every 4 years. We've got to keep doing this every day. So it's going to be, I hope, we're doing these events. And as you know, Francis Rooney and his wife Kathleen are our inauguration chair, and we're doing events around the state to make sure everybody can participate in this inauguration. Hopefully, some of you can come to Tallahassee. We're going to have great 2 days of events. We've got a military concert, military appreciation. We've got Lee Greenwood's going to come speak or sing. We've got an event for women in government. Pam, a good friend of Pam's, Greta Van Susteren, is going to be coming to be the keynote speaker. We've got Chuck Colson's coming to speak at a prayer breakfast with a lot of ministers around the state. We've got a youth concert. We've got an inaugural ball. We've got the swearing in, we've got a parade, we've got you can come to the mansion and walk through the mansion. So we've got a lot of great things happening in Tallahassee. I know some of you can't come, and that's why we're doing these events across the state. And on top of that, we have to always remember the military. All, our right to have these elections is open and free elections. Our right to meet like this and talk about issues and disagree with people is only because we have people that are willing to risk their lives to defend the country. Some of those individuals are coming back, wounded. So we're raising money for Wounded Warriors. It's a great project to help these individuals, men and women, get back into the workforce. The other thing we have to think about is people coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan are having a very difficult time getting jobs. We have pretty high unemployment for veterans. We've got to do everything we can to help them get back to work on top of everybody else in the state that's struggling to find work. So we're hard at it. I know both Pam and I are finding great people to come work with us. Yesterday we announced two people. One, Ed Buss from Indiana. He ran the Corrections Department for Governor Mitch Daniels. He was highly sought out by a lot of governors, and so he picked the great state of Florida. And then the individual that ran worldwide emergency management for Walmart is going to come run emergency management. So my commitment, and I know Pam's commitment, is we're going to surround ourselves with the best people we can to make sure we represent you and turn this state around for your benefit. Before I forget, let me just introduce a couple people. This is my wife, Ann. She'll be a great first lady. It was not the first thing she got up one day last year and said, well, Rick, why don't you run for governor so I can be first lady? So she said, as long as I don't have to give any speeches, that lasts about 30 days. And but she's going to have a lot of fun. We're looking forward to moving to Tallahassee. And then this is our daughter. I talked about a little bit on the campaign trail because she teaches special needs kids math, science. She lives in D.C. and eventually will move down here, Jordan. And this is her husband Jeremy. They both live in D.C. and Jeremy's a consultant, primarily now works with Homeland Security. So
where's Mom?
She'll be back. She gets back in Sunday. She called the day after the. She went home the day after the election, and she called back the next day. She says, "I have." How she says she has campaign withdrawal. Yeah. So she said, "Don't you want to be down there today?" And she had a lot of fun. The last day of the race, she was joking because the last day we were here, and then we got down to we ended in Naples, and there was an article in the paper that said, "Hey, she was a minor celebrity," and she wanted me to call them to explain that she was a major celebrity. So in our family, my mom is a trooper. She's 82 years old. She goes everywhere. We're sorry, and we, especially my two daughters, just give her so much.
Let's hear it for Mom.
And Pam will say the same thing. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much for all of your support. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for what you did. And also from the bottom of our hearts, I can tell you in our case, and I know everybody else in this room that's elected official, we are going to do everything we can to make sure we make you proud and we run the state the right way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Governor, if you have just a few